was called the U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021.
Exactly.
It was essentially a pathway to citizenship for the elite. Yes, ma'am.
May I finish responding, please? But you have to let me finish.
You
please.
had the White House and the House and the Senate,
I'm
and they didn't bring up that bill.
I'm in the middle of responding to the point you're raising, and I'd like to finish.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, folks. Let's start with a story from the front lines of a constitutional republic. Imagine this. Judge Robert McBurney in Georgia, a battleground state, makes a ruling that echoes across the country. He tells county election officials they must certify vote counts by the legal deadline, even if they suspect fraud or mistakes. That's a reminder of the law's resilience, even in times of uncertainty. But it's also a call of vigilance in protecting the sanctity of our elections. We'll be right back with hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin. Remember, we fight for what's right because it's time to go right.
Time to go right. Time to go right. Time to go right.
Welcome to hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin. I'm a constitutionalist for liberty, and Go Right News is where we cut through the noise and bring you the facts. Now here's something shocking. Border security is compromised again. 30% of the security cameras that monitor our border are reportedly broken, which means illegal gotaways are likely way more than reported. Our borders remain porous, putting our nation's security at risk, and the current administration seems uninterested in solving the problem. This level of negligence opens the door to more criminal activities, and that has real consequences for every American. We'll be right back with 4 good stories today on Go Right News.
Come on, George!
78% of Americans are barely surviving, and we won't survive another year. Inflation is wreaking havoc across America, with 78% of Americans now living paycheck to paycheck. I'm one of those. The Biden-Harris administration is standing by as rising costs crush everyday people. Inflation has hit a staggering 21.1%, up 22.1% since June of 2024. And the administration is still blind to the real struggles of working class Americans. Under Donald Trump, inflation was a mere 1.4%, but by the end of Biden's first year, inflation had surged to 7.1%, a 4-decade high. 2/3 of all Americans have had to cut spending just to survive, and nearly half have dipped into their retirement savings. Just one emergency away from financial catastrophe. The Biden-Harris economy has thrown people into a situation where survival, not prosperity, is the new normal. Housing affordability has also dropped to alarming levels. Over 60% of Americans can't afford to buy or rent homes due to skyrocketing prices and soaring interest rates, which have jumped from 3.25% in March 2020 to 8.5% in 2024. And let's not forget the unmitigated influx of over 20 million illegal immigrants further strains this market. These immigrants rely heavily on government subsidies while Americans are draining their savings just to keep up with basic expenses. Gas prices, another painful blow to the wallet. From $3.14 per gallon in 2020 to an astronomical $5.26 earlier in 2024 in some places, now hovering around $4.57 in some places. Luckily, here in North Carolina, it's still hovering around the $3 mark. This inflation isn't accidental. It's the result of the Biden administration's war on oil and gas, which reversed Trump's energy independence achievements. Now, I'm one that says we need to have hybrid electricity, but attacking our main source of energy is not the way to go. And Kamala Harris talks about an opportunity economy. But from whom? Or for whom? The top 1%? Perhaps while the rest of us are barely surviving, we need a leader who helps and fights for every American, not just the elites. We'll be right back.
Have empathy, man.
Yes.
For the suffering of other people. Have no sense of purpose.
Classless. Kamala mocks Trump for pausing rally during supporters' medical emergency. During a rally in Pennsylvania with Governor Kristi Noem, Donald Trump paused his event twice due to medical emergencies in the crowd. An act of leadership he ensured medical staff could attend to the sick rallygoers, even ending the rally early due to the heat. Yet Kamala Harris, desperate for any political advantage, mocked Donald Trump, sharing a misleading clip suggesting he was having a senior moment. Now, Trump was there for his supporters. Kamala, however, sees the opportunity to mock him, showing a lack of decency in her campaign. Even ABC News fact-checked this and clarified that Trump's actions were compassionate, not signs of confusion. But it shows the depths of Kamala's campaign strategy: twist the facts, smear Trump, and avoid the real issues. Be right back.
Wow. Kamala's interview was so bad that they're not showing the poly markets on any of the neon signs. Welcome to Times Square.
Outstanding work, John.
This is New York tonight, folks. Right there, where they were showing the poly markets. And after that disastrous interview, could you die? Kamala's toast.
Juvenile illegals terrorize Times Square. Times Square, the heart of New York City, has become a playground for juvenile illegal aliens. Members of the Venezuelan gang Trandarega, they've got to New York City now. These teenagers operating out of taxpayer-funded migrant shelters have committed over 50 robberies in tourist hotspots. They call themselves Los Diablos de la 42. And they're not just stealing wallets. They're now escalating to armed robberies, even brandishing guns on social media. Meanwhile, Assistant Chief Jason Savino explains, quote, they started with snatch and grab crimes, then moved on to strong armed robbery, and now they're using guns. And here's the kicker. Due to New York's lenient bail reforms, none of these criminals are behind bars. They exploit their rent-free shelters to coordinate crimes, all while American taxpayers foot the bill for their smartphones and living expenses. This gang slipped into the U.S. under Biden's administration, posing as asylum seekers. Donald Trump has vowed to invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 to crack down on these criminal networks, a move long overdue.
Frankly, exhausted of Brett.
More than 70% of people tell the country is on the wrong track. They say the country is on the wrong track. If it's on the wrong track, that track follows 3.5 years of you being vice president and President Biden being president. That is what they're saying, 79% of them. Why are they saying that? If you're turning the page, you've been in office for 3.5 years.
And Donald Trump has been running for office
But you've been the person holding the office.
Come on.
Madam
You
Vice
and I
President.
both know what I'm talking about. You and I both know what I'm talking about.
I actually don't. What are you talking about?
What I'm talking about is that over the last decade,
But
people
you're the
have
lever of
become.
power.
But listen, over the last decade, it is clear to me, and certainly the Republicans who are on stage with me.
Time to go right. Time to go right.
Kamala Harris picks a fight she will live to regret. Kamala Harris is in full-blown panic mode as Trump gains momentum. And a desperate move, she's trying to cosplay as a moderate Republican to win over skeptical voters. But there's a problem. You can't fake authenticity. Kamala tried to spin a tale about John McCain welcoming her into the Senate like a coach welcoming a rookie to the NFL. But the story quickly fell apart. Meghan McCain, John's daughter, blasted Kamala on social media, warning Democrats to stop twisting her father's memory for political gain. She says, quote, "Don't make me start sharing what I remember him actually saying about Kamala Harris," Meghan wrote. Kamala's attempts to shift tactics backfire time and time again, revealing that she lacks the political skill to compete with Donald Trump. We'll be right back with hashtag GoRights Recap Remix.
In the heart of Georgia, a judge lays down the law. McBurney's voice echoes, standing firm and tall. Certify those votes, don't wait another day. Even if there's doubt, follow what the rules say. Vigilance is needed, protect the election's light. In a nation built on freedom, we have to do what's right. Across the land we hear the cry, go right. For constitutionalists, for America, we fight the fight. On the edge of a republic, we hold the line, keeping truth alive in troubled times. From the border to the polls, we stand tall. We'll defend the future for one and all. 30% of cameras broken out of sight. Illegal gotaways vanish in the dead of night. Porous borders, open walls, who's to blame? The system's cracking, but they play the same old game. Elections are sacred, so is our land. We need a leader who will take a stand. From Go Right News to every single town, we're spreading truth, never backing down. We're rising up through the noise and fear, holding tight to freedom that's crystal clear. With each pulse and beat, we take the fight. For every American, it's time to go right. Time to go right. Inflation's crushing dreams, 78% in pain. Living paycheck to paycheck, praying for some rain. They call it an opportunity, but for who? While Americans struggle, they control the room. Kamala mocks the people's choice, what a shame. While Trump shows compassion, she plays a twisted game. But we remember who's there, through thick and thin. The fight's not over and we're here to win. Stand strong, don't let them break our way. We'll keep the faith, we're here to stay. From the ballot box to the streets we roam, constitutionalists for America. Juvenile illegals running wild, Times Square no longer safe for mob. Criminals at large and they play on the screen. Is this what they call the American dream? But constitutionalists rise, for truth we fight, to take back the streets and shine a light. From Bernie to Trump, the message is clear. We'll restore law and order, cast out the fear. We're the pulse of the people, hear the sound of deep bass line shaking the ground. From broken borders to rallies and sight, we're moving forward. It's time to go right. Time to go right. Time to go right. Time to go right. Time to go right.
Welcome back. You've made it to the hashtag Go Right Recap Remix. If you stayed on this long, and hopefully you've done it already, please hit the share button. If you're on social media and you haven't followed my page or the page that I'm on or any of the social medias, please do that. The more people follow, the more exposure it gets. And even Facebook finally said, "Hey, we're gonna let people know about you now." Facebook of all places. So here's the recap. Broken border cameras, rampant inflation, rising crime rates. This is Biden and Kamala's America. Yet Kamala mocks real leadership when Trump shows compassion at a rally. And in New York City has become a haven for juvenile criminals. Kamala's political games, from twisting McCain's memory to pretending she's a moderate, won't fool everyone. Or anyone, hopefully no one. The facts are clear. We need real leadership to restore law, order, and prosperity for every American. So, folks, that's the end. For more facts and updates, head over to gorightnews.com for this story and more. Stay connected on Rumble, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, X, and more. Support the movement by donating through the Cash App at $ Peter Boykin, the number 1, and visit gorightnews.com or peterboykin.com for more details. Remember, we fight for what's right because it's time to go right. God bless. Peace.
Hello,
What up, dog?
my name is Alberto. We came from Culinary Union Workers. I knock at the doors and try to endorse vote for Kamala Harris.
Fuck Kamala Harris.
Okay, thank you.